Okay. Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm a senior consultant here at FIELDBOSS. In this video, I'd like to talk to you about the issues elevator companies face, keeping their mechanics in the field and their employees in the office communicating effectively, and some of the solutions we recommend. The challenges elevator companies have if they don't have a system in place is it's difficult for them to get dispatches out to their mechanics. They don't know the status of their mechanics, where are they, or if they're done on the job or not. And then it's difficult for them to figure out what they actually did on the job. So understanding the work performed and generating reports to send to customers. If you don't have those systems in place, your field is not going to work effectively. People are going to take longer getting to jobs, and customers are going to be upset. They're going to think that the office doesn't know what's going on. Customers are going to end up feeling cheated out of the money that they paid for their service because they're not going to receive timely and accurate reports. Let's jump into FIELDBOSS, where I can show you solutions to all of these problems. Right now, I'm on the basic dispatch screen from the building location. So once you receive a service call, all you need to do is fill out these entries here. We can enter in a reason for work here, which gives them a message to the mechanic for what they need to solve on site. Once the rest of this is filled out, we can check off this box and then hit save. And then that sends out the dispatch. So once you process the dispatch, it will then create a work order and a service activity. So the work order will be able to track all of our costing against the job and eventually invoice the work performed. And our service activity will be where the mechanic logs his time and where he can enter in his work performed. So this is super helpful because what it allows us to do is it allows us to send multiple dispatches to the same job, right? We can have multiple service activities against one issue, and we can track what that total cost was to see how much it costs the company to solve that issue, right? And then combine all of that data together and package it in one entry to the customer. Another area of the system that I'd like to show you is the schedule board. It's very helpful for knowing what the status and what the schedule for your mechanics are on any given day, or even a set number of days. I can start seeing, for example, like what Aaron's schedule is for the day. I can see that it's scheduled for these addresses listed here. And then the colors are indicating what his status is. So this comes in super helpful when you get a super who's wondering what the mechanic, what his status is on a certain call. I can now, with relative certainty, say that he's on site at 637 Lakeshore instead of wondering maybe he's still in traffic or something like that. With the schedule board, you can not only communicate to your customers better, but you can also communicate internally. Right? So if you have a certain call that comes in, you'll be able to look at what the schedule is for all of your employees, see who's open and who's not, right? So then you can schedule your service calls to the employee who has time in their day to address it. Lastly, I'd like to show you the data that we get back from mechanics and show you how we can utilize it both internally and externally. So now I'm looking at the details tab of our service activity, and I can see what the work performed on this service call was, right? So I can see that this is, debris in the door track. Usually that's billable, right? So there are even flags that the mechanic can input here, right? That flag it as billable. So now if I'm looking at a list of all of my service activities, I can use this data to filter and sort, right? So this will, down the line, make my billing way easier. I can see that this work is complete, right? So we don't need to come back here. Lastly, if I want to generate a report to the customer, I can utilize the create document function. So if I go ahead and follow these steps here, I can go ahead, create a document, and email this out to the customer. So this is our out-of-the-box service activity report. You can get details like the site location, what device we were working on, what type of device it is, the description of why the mechanic went out, who went out, what they're going out for, and then the work performed, right? They can even capture a signature on their mobile form, and we can even capture additional information that we have related to either the building or the site visit. This is super important because this allows you to have transparency between what your mechanics are performing out in the field to the office where that work is being reviewed, to the customer who's looking to make sure they're getting their money's worth out of the service they're paying for. So those are just a few ways FIELDBOSS can help keep your office and field employees in sync, help them communicate a little bit better. If you want to see more, feel free to contact us. We'd love to talk to you, schedule a demo, and get the conversation started.